It's a small act of love, but Mike is aware that as time passes, it's likely that eventually he'll become unable to make his partner Lynn a coffee. After a 30-year career in the police, Mike is slowly being robbed of his cognitive ability to carry out everyday tasks in his early 60s by dementia.
I just didn't feel right. A long time it took to get the diagnosis and to work out what was going in my brain.
He went to the doctors first, and I didn't go to the doctors because he was getting quite upset. I didn't know what he could or couldn't do, because he didn't say, well, I can't do this anymore and I can't do that. He just kept saying there's something wrong with my brain. Oh, you've just not done it again.
Our investigation has found that people like Mike and Lynn who live in Powys face an average wait of 25 weeks for a dementia diagnosis. From the comparable data we have, that's the worst in Wales and double the target. Many, though, wait much longer. After Lynn first took Mike to the GP, it took more than a year to get the answer they dreaded.
I'm not an expert, but I know the sooner you get medication, the more it helps.
In response, Powys Teaching Health Board told us it is constantly striving to make improvements to the dementia service. They said it is by listening to people like Michael and Linda that we are able to tailor our services.
Well done. I've got the knack on this one.
But Mike's long wait is not unusual across the country. Using freedom of information laws, we found that not a single health board in Wales is routinely meeting the 12-week national target for a diagnosis following an initial referral by someone like a GP. The longest at least one patient had to wait in the Ynar and Bevan area was just under 2 years. In Cwmtaf Morgannwg, the longest wait for a diagnosis was 127 weeks, or nearly 2.5 years. And the longest someone has waited recently was in Hywel Dda, where at least one patient waited 153 weeks, or just under 3 years, after being referred during the pandemic. A lack of a diagnosis is often a barrier to getting adequate support. Mike and Lynn now go weekly to a dementia meeting group in Howie Village Hall.
Where's trouble?
While numbers are low this week due to the storms, this community asset is a lifeline for many.
Meeting centres were formed in the Netherlands around 30 years ago, and they're a community-based approach to providing support, advice and information, not only for a person living with dementia, whether that's diagnosed or not, but also for the family members, the carers, paid and unpaid carers. And it's a way of bringing people together to give peer support and get that information and advice to them in a timely manner.
There are only 4 of these meeting centres in Wales, and they're all in Powys. Deborah wants to help more of the estimated 18,000 people in Wales who live with symptoms of dementia without knowing for sure they have it.
Well, I'll keep one and you keep the other.
Mike now has a diagnosis, and together they have the support of charities like this one. And yet Lynn's transition from partner to carer, as for so many in Wales, takes its toll every day. There's huge responsibility on you, Lynn, in this situation, isn't there?
It's scary.
Do you feel on your own?
I do. Sorry. It's like being in the dark, and it's scary because I don't know whether I'm helping him or making it worse, because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and there's nobody to tell you.
No.